Hi, Steve Sandner here on a somewhat blustery day. I'm recording this on Mackinac Island, but I'll post this probably after I leave. But I wanted to talk about Jaques Marquette. In the park in Mackinac Island, there's a big statue of, they call him Pere Marquette, P-E-R-E, which is French for father. He was a Jesuit. That's the Society of Jesus in Europe, founded in France, I believe. And the Jesuits are known for their hardiness and for evangelism, a Roman Catholic, and they're a hardy type of evangelism in that they will brave cold areas such as northern Michigan or Canada. And sure enough, Jaques Marquette, or Pere Marquette, ended up in Canada in the St. Lawrence area when he was asked by his superiors to go there in the 1660s. So in 1668, he founded the first European settlement in Michigan in Sault Ste Marie. And then in 1671, he founded St. Ignace, which is at the northernmost part of the Mackinac Bridge. Then he proceeded to explore the northern Mississippi. And somewhere along the line there, I want to add, he did spend some time on Mackinac Island. So I'm supposing that's the reason why there is that big statue of Jaques Marquette in the park on Mackinac Island. Pere Marquette had proficiency in learning the languages of the Native Americans, and he had good relations with them, according to the history that I've read. So when he was in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and actually in what is now Wisconsin, which is right adjacent to the Upper Peninsula, he met the Illinois tribe, and they told him about this important waterway, the Mississippi River, which we know now as the Mississippi River. So Jaques Marquette, as the obedient servant he was, asked permission from his superiors to explore, and he went with Louis Joliet, who was another famous French explorer. And they went to the Great Lakes through the advice of the Native Americans to what is now Portage, Wisconsin, where they were able to, somewhere the Fox River of northern Wisconsin enters into the picture. They were able to portage through the river to the river that flowed into the Mississippi, the northern Mississippi, and then they proceeded to explore down the Mississippi to almost to New Orleans. They were 430 miles north of New Orleans when they stopped and turned around because they suspected there were other Europeans who were not favorable to their mission, what they were doing. So they turned around, went back north, and then because of his favorable reputation with the Native Americans, they told him about another shortcut, the Illinois River, which got them close enough to Lake Michigan where they were able to again portage to get to the Chicago River, I believe, and get into Lake Michigan and take the shortcut back to the northern Great Lakes, northern Lake Michigan, the Straits area. So they were some of the first European explorers also to be in what is now Chicago. Pere Marquette gave his report to his superiors in the St. Lawrence, Canada, and ended up going back to the Chicago, what is now Chicago area, and was the first European then to spend the winter there. And they were welcomed by the Illinois Native American tribes and given feasts and so on. Then on his way back, to go back to his North Country home, he got a bout of dysentery, passed away near what is now Ludington, Michigan, and that's why I remember playing several gigs near Ludington. There's a Pere Marquette River near there, and there's a big sign there, and I always wondered what the significance was, and sure enough, that's where he died. He was buried there first, and then his remains were taken later to I believe, to his northern home. I'm not. I believe it's St. Ignace. I'm not sure. So anyway, that's the interesting story of Pere Marquette. There's also a town in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan named after him, Marquette, Michigan. And there are actually several cities throughout the United States named after Marquette. I think there's one in Iowa, Wisconsin, and probably other states too. So thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I will be returning with more music, I'm sure, in the near future. Thank you.